What's up, everybody? The Iceman here, back with a video. It's been a little bit of a while. Um, I've been trying to, watch wrestling and try to figure out what's going on. And, I've been watching a lot of wrestling shows. Along with the WWE, you got NWA Power, you got Impact Wrestling, you got AEW Dark on Tuesday nights. And Wednesdays, we have NXT, we have Dynamite. Yesterday, Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. We have SmackDown tonight. Looks like some of the stars may not make it due to a problem with the plane. But anyway, let's first talk about Crown Jewel and the main event with Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. It was a surprise to me that Wyatt ended up winning the match. But then again, it wasn't. The fans wanted to see it. The WWE, their report, they lost a lot of money throughout the year. So they're trying to do things to, make everybody happy. But now you have Lesnar on SmackDown as a WWE champion. Now you have Bray Wyatt as the Universal champion. What are they going to do? Is Lesnar going to go to Raw? I don't know, because I know Fox wants him on SmackDown. One of the things they could do is have the Bray Wyatt character himself be on SmackDown and have the Fiend character be on Monday Night Raw. I mean, this is not as far-fetched as you might think. So this way it would keep the Universal title on Monday Night Raw. So, let's wait and see what develops. Let's see what happens after SmackDown tonight. Let's see if they get into Buffalo, because that's where SmackDown is supposed to be tonight, and we'll wait and see what develops there. Ratings dropping for NXT and both AEW on Wednesday nights. Let's face it, the last 2 weeks had World Series games, and especially this past Wednesday was Game 7. I mean, you had to expect that. I mean, obviously, and a lot of people will say, well, it's no excuse, because if you want to watch wrestling, you're going to watch it. But if you're a fan of both baseball and wrestling, you can always watch wrestling later, and you'd rather watch the World Series live as it actually happens. So, it is what it is. Theoretically, I watched both. I had Dynamite on, and I also had the World Series on. I was capable of doing both, and so it was sort of fun to watch. Now, Dynamite this week wasn't one of its better shows, and I think they knew they were up against the World Series, so I don't think they were concerned, because I think they knew the ratings were going to be a little bit down, and I don't really think they care. So, anyway, we'll just have to wait and see what develops. We have a lot of wrestling this past week. I mean, I'm sort of like wrestled out. There's been a lot of news and rumors going around. Everybody see that promo by RVD saying he made everybody, basically. He started it all in ECW. I mean, it was sort of hilarious. I sort of enjoyed it. You can take it for what it's worth. Impact Wrestling debuted on Access TV. They have a new intro. They had a main event match in a cage with Sami Callihan against the champion Brian Cage. And if you didn't see it, it was a good match. It really was. They actually, it wasn't a short match. It was a match that, it took Sami Callihan, four pile drivers and then one off the turnbuckle to beat Brian Cage. So that was very fun to watch as well. And they do have a lot of segments, but the segments with the Rascals and Fallah Bahh just crack me up. If you haven't seen that, it's early on in the show. It cracks me up. It really does. It was pretty good. WWE, Bray Wyatt, what's next for Bray? I don't know. And what's next for Seth Rollins, for that matter? I honestly, people love the fact that Bray Wyatt is now the Universal Champion, but who does he compete against, really? I mean, I don't know. I was talking with my nephew yesterday, and I said, would it surprise you if somehow, some way, Lesnar faced Wyatt, title versus title, and Lesnar ended up with both titles? Because the way the WWE is today, these things don't surprise me. So, I really don't know. Crown Jewel had a first with Natalya and Lacey Evans. I guess that was pretty good. I will say this. I've always loved AJ Styles. But AJ, you don't need to have a title all the time. If you don't have the WWE title, you got the United States belt. I don't get it. The United States Intercontinental title is basically for mid-carders trying to work their way up, trying to have a title shot with the major champions, which is obviously the Universal title and the WWE title. AJ don't need it. When AJ took the United States title off of Ricochet, I cringed. And then they had rematch after rematch, and then he faced Cedric Alexander a number of times. And, now it's, Hernando Carrilla, who is a really good wrestler. Why couldn't he have won in Saudi Arabia? I mean, this is why the WWE gets heat. This is why people complain. Seth Rollins has the belt, it seems like, all the time, and it's much like John Cena did. And this is where the WWE needs to start maneuvering the belts, moving them around, giving them to people that are truly deserving, to, whether they hold it a month or two. It don't matter. At least give them the title. And yeah, you try to say, well, the belt's prestigious. You don't want to swap all the time. Well, guess what? The fans. It's all about the fans. The fans keep you in business. Do what the fans want. That's all I got to say. So anyway, this is the Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. Also, this video will be on the Iceman's Wrestling Extreme Facebook page and on Twitter. We'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out, and have yourself a great weekend.